Okay, good morning and happy Thursday. And I am super excited to be here. And it's funny, I jumped in the shower like 10 minutes before we hopped on because I thought if I didn't, I don't know, I just needed to. That's all there is to it. So here I am. We do what we can, right? So I'm going to do my best to not cough throughout this, but it's been okay. So let's just jump back a second. Like September was amazing, right? And so I feel like the whole team is going into October with that same energy, that same excitement, that same momentum. Um, and so as you know, everyone here is like starting to set goals, meeting with their team, seeing how they can help people, looking at yourself too. Now, I don't know if this is something that you do. Sometimes we have so many new people, and sometimes we think, oh, we just need to step back and talk about this, right? Because maybe we have heard it 100 times, but somebody new hasn't, right? But one of the things that we love to do at the beginning of a month, and it's just basic. One of the things as just diamonds and leaders on your team that we have learned to do is reflect. You have to reflect and look back on, well, how did last month go, kind of a thing, right? And because that's how you go forward with intention and purpose. So we have a couple like easy questions that we ask ourselves, and I can even put it in the Energy Bus chat for anyone who hasn't heard it before or just wants to see it written down. You look back and you say, what went well? What didn't go well? What can I do differently? And what am I avoiding? Okay, so those are amazing questions, right? It's like because you want to look back and you say, oh my gosh, what went well? Okay, so it doesn't always have to be a point increase. Maybe it's something like increased reach outs, or I really started focusing on posting on the business, or I started working out like Rachel, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like there's always something. It's like, what went well? I took my supplements consistently because I had started slacking. I started meeting people in person. I started doing in-person events. I did rank up. I added all these people, like all those things, like what went well. And you know what? Honestly, I feel like you can even throw a dash of personal things in there too. You know what? I did meal plans for my family and I crushed dinners this month. I stopped buying junk in the house, and we're just having fruit or granola or protein snacks or yogurt or whatever it is, right? Okay, so then you look and you say, you know what, but what didn't go well, right? So it's like, oh, I didn't do as many reach outs as I had wanted. I didn't do as many in-person things as I wanted. I didn't hit my whatever rank or something. I wasn't good with following up and customer retention on my team. All those things, what didn't go well. Okay. And then from that, right, it's like, well, what can I do different? Because here's the thing. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And just trust me on this as I say this, all this reflecting I'm doing for me, right? And I'm just sharing you're so lucky. I'm just sharing all the thoughts in my brain. Because I had all these thoughts going on. And I was like, okay, we're going to do a brain dump here for Power 30 because it's just good. It's good for us to think, right? And then get into action. But if you don't change anything, nothing's going to change. So if whatever your goal was didn't happen, do honest reflection. I actually came up with a few honest reflections, even after 8 years that, because I have a coaching call with Keith Callahan today. We as Jules and people who are building our business, we are our own CEO. Like, I hope that at some point you start doing counseling because we need that as leaders. We need people to pour into us, right? So all those things, right? Um, and I just started reflecting on all these things, and I was like, ooh, like there's a truth I didn't want to think about, or there's something that, all these things, right? We always have them. It never stops. We never stop growing. And actually, I think it gets better. I think it's better the more time you spend with it. I mean, really, because you become more honest with yourself and you're willing to say some things out loud about what you don't really want to look at. Ooh, ouch, right? Those are the hard things. But guess what? Those are the hard things that are going to help you grow. So think about, like, what can I do differently? Sometimes it's something really simple, and sometimes it's something that you really have to dig into. I don't know what that is for you this month, but dig in, okay? And then the old what we added this, I forget when. It wasn't originally on our radar, but it's like, what am I avoiding? There's always something you're avoiding. I know what I avoid. Sometimes I'll avoid it's the old, well, I just gonna do this, and this, and then I'll get to that. And one of the things that I started changing over the past 2 months was like, no, you're not going to do that because that's your easy D. I talk to myself. I hope you guys talk to yourself in your head, because I do all the time. Sometimes I talk out loud. And I was just like, no, ma'am, you are not doing that. This is what you need to do first. You need to message that person, because even so I actually have done some calls with corporate. Corporate is pouring into our team, right? So Jory, who came in for our in-person Plexus event in, I don't even know what month. I don't even remember. What was it, April or something? Anyway, so he has continually followed up with us as leaders. And I had a call with him the other day, and like he's challenging me to do some things. And I realized, I'm like, I don't want to do them. Like, it's crazy. So one of the things I was like, oh no, 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 Cheryl, you are reaching out to this business person before you do X, Y, Z. And so I talk to myself, like, and say, no, this is what you're avoiding. This is what you need to do, right? Yes, for no, well, he came out for Dina's, but then he also came out to Mount Juliet when we did the Success Labs gathering. So okay. I wasn't even going to talk about all that. Like, that just came out. Anyway, so one of okay, I'll hit that one last, even though it was first on my radar. Okay, so one of the things that I want to encourage you, extra credit. That's right. And I love that Megan referenced that the other day. What does my mom say? Oh yeah, that's extra credit. So one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about is that personal growth matters. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. It's really working on yourself, and it's how we pour into ourselves to become the best version of ourselves. Because I love, Amber Miller said to us, we don't even know the best version of ourselves. Like, we can't even fathom what that is. Like, I'm excited. I actually just got goosebumps. We don't even know what that person is capable of. Like, you go, it's just like, and that's what personal growth is about. And when I first started, I'm like, yeah, that's BS. I was just like, I didn't believe in it. I didn't understand it. I didn't believe about like what you focus on matters, what you talk to and say about yourself matters, who you hang around matters. Like, I didn't know any of that when I started. Honestly, I didn't even know what gut health was. And I thought Alita was crazy about the pink drink and all those things, right? Let alone like retiring my CPA business and doing this full time, right? Like, that was not on my radar. So it took time for that, right? But you need to pour into yourself with all those different things that can help you grow as a leader. Because here's the thing, there are books and podcasts on leadership. Maybe that's what you need to focus on. John Maxwell is amazing, right? He was one of the first of the 5 levels of leadership. That's like a basic. And then he's got like the 5 things of network marketing. I don't remember what that is. Maybe it's money. Okay, so that was actually the first thing I wrote down on my piece of paper because that's what I was thinking about this morning. Money mindset. Because money mindset is something that we actually get from our childhood, believe it or not. And it's during the time when our brain isn't fully developed between like 8 and 12. And what you hear about money is what you believe. And again, it's one of those things that you start reinforcing it with thoughts. So you don't even know that you're doing it. It's like, maybe you think that rich people are evil, or maybe your parents said something like, yeah, that's never going to be us. That's not us. Or you've got to work so hard to get anywhere. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. Yes, you have to work hard, but guess what? You can work smarter. And just all these things, right? How about this one? You have to go to college to get a good job. Ooh, because that's the only way you're going to make money. There's all kinds of things that are programmed about, but guess what? There are books about money. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Successful Habits of the Wealthy. Well, I don't know. I have so many books that I have read. It's insane, right? Maybe you need to work on recruiting or something like that. Plexus brings in the most amazing book clubs. And if you don't take the time to listen to them, like you're missing out. And so it's like, maybe you need to listen to exactly what to say, exactly how to sell. I forget what that guy's name is, but I listened to his books, right? And maybe it's just people skills. John Maxwell has Everybody Communicates, but Few Connect, or so I think that's the name of it, right? There's all kinds of things. What are some other ones? Like Why She Buys. That's an interesting one in selling. The Slight Edge. I started that one. Like it just goes on and on and on, right? Pour into yourself. Ask your sponsor, your upline, your sideline, like what book are you reading? But here's the thing. If you don't daily listen to a book or a podcast, then you're not building your business. I'm just going to say that. I might be stepping on some toes, but I'm telling you, you can put earbuds in and do your laundry or listen to Power Hour or make dinner or drive. See, I do a lot of mine. I utilize every second of my day. When I drive in to work out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm multitasking. I'm stacking habits. Atomic Habits, another great book. Okay. Like I can just rattle them off, right? So you need to listen to them, okay? Every single day. It's part of building your business. There are a lot of things that we think, oh, that's not building my business. It is, okay? And so personal growth matters. So if you don't know anything about that, if you don't understand that, if you don't you want more information, talk to any of us, okay? All right, talk to your sponsor. They'll give you a book. And the other thing is, what is the name of our Power 30 group? The Energy Bus. Oh, goodness, wonder where that came from, right? Your energy matters. Start reading The Energy Bus if you haven't. It's easy. There's so many. There's just so many, okay? And they're so good. And this is another thing. I used to think that I had to have a hardcover book in front of me and I had to read, okay? When I got over myself, okay, in that area, I learned that I could listen to books and still comprehend. I don't know which podcast I was listening to, but they're like, if you have one takeaway from a book that you apply, you're winning. Okay. You don't have to remember everything. Here's the other thing. Read books with other people. Megan, Alita, and I do this all the time. Hey, oh my gosh. in that podcast, did you hear this? Hey, in this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, did you hear this? Like, and we talk it out, right? Or we share it with you guys on Power 30 or whatever. Share it with somebody and talk about it, because that's also how it gets reinforced. Okay. All right. Next up, I'm never even going to get through all these. Okay. Run your Plexus business like it's a business. Here's the thing. If you are not showing up daily, your business is not going to grow. You can't work your business a little bit here, a little bit there, start, stop. It's like getting a moving train starting. Like that momentum is going, right? Like it's hard to stop that momentum. But when that stops, guess what? It's so freaking hard to get it going again. That doesn't mean you can't, or that all of us haven't done that at some point. But guess what? We do what other people are not willing to do. Successful people do what they need to do every single day, whether they feel like it or not. And I'm just going to say it. And again, little things happen even, over 8 years in, right? Because so last week we worked, right? It was the end of the month, but I wasn't feeling well, and turns out pneumonia. Okay, so that's what I ended up with after Maui. Okay, so but guess what? I was cracking up. I messaged Alita. I'm like, I'm still over here working, and I'm messaging, and I can't leave the voice messages because I run out of breath. I said, but you know what? I was laughing to myself. I'm like, I would have never done this with my accounting business. I loved my accounting business, but I didn't love it enough to work when I was sick. Okay. And I'm not saying everybody has to work when they're sick, but I love to work. I love this business. I love getting up every morning and helping people. I would have never done that with my job, but yet we do it with, that's that passion. That's that drive for success, right? All those things. Be a CEO of your business. So when I say you think that these little things like reflection or personal growth or all those things, those are things that CEOs do. Okay, those are things that move your business forward. But you have to show up. You've got to post. You've got to stay in touch with your team. You can't let customers go and say, they'll just figure their own way. No, we want happy customers. We want happy business builders. We want to teach those that are building a business or have gone silver, or maybe they don't even know they're starting to build a business. We want to teach them how to duplicate and how to be leaders. So there's a few people on my team. I've been doing Zooms, and I said, you've done great. You ranked up to here. You've got a couple of people building. I said, guess what your focus is going to be? Yes, you can still recruit because you're good at that, but we're going to teach you how to build a business and be a leader. That's our focus this month. You can have different focuses every month. How about that? And like I said, you have got to show up every day, whether you feel like it or not. Do not give yourself a back door. That's just an easy out. I mean, something happens, don't be like, just not for me. All those things. Those are just excuses. You know what? You can have excuses or you can have growth, but you can't have both. Okay. Own up to where you are, what you think, how you feel, your position on things, what you're doing, what you're not. Just own it. Okay. And here's the other thing. If you say that you are here for the business and you start recruiting for people for the business, I'm stepping on some toes right now. You ready? Lean in. And you kind of stop working your business. You're not showing up every day. You don't have that energy that you were showing up before. You're not checking up on those people who said, yeah, I want to build a business for you. Dare I say it? Shame on you. Like, we told those people we were going to build a business and we were going to show them the way. Don't let them down. Too many people start this business and then they stop. guess what? You can do it. We all start on level playing ground. Okay. Everybody can do this. And it just grieves me that there are people out there who want to build a business. You said, yes, I'm going to help you build a business. And then you freaking disappear. Like I'm telling you, I am super passionate about that. Like that. Ooh, okay. Sorry. I'm going to get off my pedestal. But really, we owe it to them. I tell people when I bring them on, I'm here for your success with the products and your success with the business if you want it, or just to get the cost of your products covered. And I'm not going anywhere. And I mean that. Okay. Whew, let's switch positions there and switch over to be a giver, like the opposite end of the spectrum. This is something that I thought about. Be a giver. Do you know what is insane? It's not just about money. Be a giver of your time. Ooh, that's a big one. Spending time with someone, listening, not so that you can say something, listening to see what's going on with it. How can I help you? Um, I just want to I just want to hear what's going on with you, or you want to grab coffee, or you want to come over and sit on my porch. Um, all those things. Like just be a giver, but be a giver with your money. Um, and I will confess this that I am working on my taxes right now for the extended deadline. Don't even say anything. It's not like I didn't pay in. I just haven't done the actual work. And when I say I haven't done the actual work, one of the first things that I did was hire a CPA when I quit my CPA business because I was not going to do my crap. Okay. So anyway, I found a great CPA. She loves me. She's like, you're the most organized person ever. And you give me everything I need with details, blah, 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 blah. Right. But anyway, she's still waiting. I have one more thing to give her trying to organize the farm. Everything else is done. So, but when I was looking at that, I was like, dang, like we were givers this year. And here's another thing that I'm going to challenge you to. Like our businesses are going to fluctuate. And I don't know where you stand on tithing, giving, whenever, okay? But I would challenge you to keep, if you get up to a level, but your business drops back, I'm going to challenge you to keep giving at that level. And every time you print that check, you just say, God, I want you to bless this money. I want you to bless it because I'm going to give knowing that you're going to provide. How about that? And it will come to fruition. Like it's amazing. Like that's the other thing with Plexus. We're not just doing it for us. Like we can give abundantly and extraordinary in ways that you can't even imagine. Okay. So be a giver. Be a person of your word. Okay, so that's another thing. It kind of goes hand in hand. Like, I mean, yes, I talked about it with when you bring people on for the business and then you disappear. But be a person of your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Like people shouldn't have to follow up with you like, hey, are you gonna, yes, sometimes do we need reminders? Yes. Okay. But if you say that you're gonna run Power 30, or you say you're gonna do the Welcome to Plexus call, or you say you're gonna, be at a sip and see or do a Zoom call, like be on, okay? And like just be a person of your word. It goes a long way. If you build trust with your friends, your family, okay, your team, it's not just your team, it's your family. If you tell your family, you know what, 5 to 7 is going to be family time now, and I'm going to put my phone down, then do it. Okay, be a person of your word. If you say that you're going to start making meals Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do it. If you say that you're going to do a date night a week with your husband, do it. Okay, be a person of your word. Okay, next up, breathe belief into your team and your business builders. You have to believe in them before they believe in yourself. I never believed I could build this business, but even to this day, Alita will just send me a little message like, you are crushing your business, girl. I know that there are different markers that show that you're growing your business, but I see you like, I need that, right? So, breathe belief into them. Let them know what you see in them. Write them a little card. Um, I don't know. Smile at them when you see that. There's just all kinds of things, but just breathe belief into them. Let them know what you see. Tell them about, um, say, remind me of your why. Why are we doing this? Like, tell me what that's going to look like, or, all those things. So, um, okay, here is another thing. I want you guys, and this is, this is going to be an action point for today. I want you guys to post about the business more. We're so good at posting about the products, the testimonies, the before and afters. And yes, our challenge is, oh my gosh, crushing it. This Reset 30 challenge is phenomenal. Okay. But here's the thing. We're in the first week. Keep this same energy up with different chats. The Facebook group, be active, reply to people. Make sure you're following up on your people who are in there. Respond when they post in there. Like, keep that energy up, right? But post about the business. You are not going to attract business builders, right? And I'm not saying that posting is the way to do it, but it's a facet of it, right? It's our marketing. Let people know you're open for business. Hey, I'm looking for people who want to earn some cash. Hey, I'm looking for people who want another stream of income. Hey, did you know that you can start earning some Christmas cash? Hey, I'm looking for business partners who want to change their life. And here's the thing, when you start speaking that out, you're going to start attracting those people. So I'm going to challenge you to post about the business more. Send more business messages to people. Meet with people and say, hey, I don't know if you really understand about the Plexus business that I have. It's a turnkey online business, building legacy business, legacy income. I'd love to just chat with you about it and see if this might even be something that fits in with you. Those kind of things. Okay. So, all right. Ooh, we are about at the end. Okay, I'm just going to end on this last sentence that I wrote down, is that your comfort zone is the enemy of growth. Okay, so do something where you step out of your comfort zone. Even if you do it and you're like, man, I sucked at that. Like, be okay with sucking at something before you get better, because the only way to get better is to do it over and over again. And again, go back to point one, like, evaluate it. So that's another thing. After we do sip and sees, after we do online events, even like, this whole restructuring with everybody's under the umbrella of the Wellness Co. and this and that, all those things, we reflect on all that stuff. And it's better to do it right away. What went well? What didn't go well? What could we do differently? What did we avoid in that, kind of thing? Like, maybe you did a messenger event and you didn't let people know that they could get their products covered or make money, or, whatever it is. Just get out of your comfort zone. And I would even challenge you to do that. I don't know, Megan has like a fear 15, do something that causes you some fear, or get you getting out of your comfort zone, once a day. If you've never done it, do it once a week, do it twice a week, whatever it is, just do it, because that's the way that you're going to grow. Okay. So I hope that this was helpful. My brain dump for you guys. It's going to be an amazing month. I'm super excited for our team, and you guys keep up the momentum. Okay. All right. So we will see you. Have a good day.